there in Interland? This is Chris from HHN with another exciting episode of Topher's Log. Again, a little bit of a different episode of Topher's Log, just kind of experimenting with the camera. So yesterday I was down at the studios. It was the preview day for the Premier Pass holders for the houses that will be opening, the two houses that will be opening this year, Bride of Frankenstein Lives, and also the Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. And today was the first day that it actually opened for guests. And the way that you would be able to enter is by entering a virtual queue and then also getting into the houses. Now, in the video yesterday, I had made mention that based on how crowded it was yesterday, I had a lot of fear about what would transpire today, and lo and behold, my worst fears came to life. All the virtual queues, although they keep dropping other ones here and there throughout the day, pretty much all the virtual queues for the houses are gone, and the parks reached capacity earlier today. Now, I had also made mention in the video yesterday that I was not going to be able to get down to the parks early today, so I'm kind of screwed. I'm kind of screwed today, so I won't be able to go down. I may, a little bit later, get in my car and drive down there and see what the situation is, but for now, I won't be able to make it down to the parks. So yeah, so I kind of have a free day. Today is my last day of vacation before the week of Halloween. I do have vacation that week as well. Every year I usually take the first week of Horror Nights off, whether, the first couple days and the week preceding that, and then also the week of Halloween. So I usually do take those 2 weeks off. So I was off this week. So today is officially my last day of vacation, and I don't have another one until the week of Halloween. So hopefully we do, at some point open these houses, during the week so that some of us can experience it. Because as of now, on the weekends I cannot. Unless I'm working a little bit later in the day and I have to get up early to go and try to get into the houses earlier in the day. So I am not able to get out there today. Ooh, there's a bug in here. I am not able to get out there today, but I'm going to try. So for right now, though, I'm going to be setting up some Halloween decorations because I haven't actually decorated my house yet. My Simpsons figures have not made it out onto the counter. And it is not officially Halloween in my house until those Simpsons Halloween figures are out and about. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. I will talk to you guys later.
A few minutes later.
Okay, I did manage to make it out. They did reopen the parks. They did manage to reopen the parks. And I hauled ass down here to try to get on or get in at least one of the houses. I tried, for about 45 minutes, basically in my car, trying to get the virtual line for the houses. But a really cool gesture. I was able to get 2 times for both Bride and Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. So first up is Revenge of the Tooth Fairy at 5:40. So I'll be doing that about 5:40, and then the Bride one I believe is about 6:20 or so, somewhere around there. So at least I'll get a chance to do both houses. So I am here. I'm basically gonna stand in corners by myself because it is busy as fuck here today. So I'm trying to keep my social distancing and trying to stay away from people. So sorry about the bland walls behind me here, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna walk around the park a little bit, get some video so you guys can see just how busy it is here and how I really got lucky with being able to get into these houses. So again, if you're watching this, thank you to the little Halloween spirit that was able to get me these 2 wait times for the houses. But I'm here, so I'll get to experience the houses a little bit later. So like I said, I'm just gonna duck myself into these corners for the next 2 hours, just so I can maintain my social distance from other people, just because it is really busy here. And it is what it is. But as long as I'm able to keep my distance, then so be it. So that's kind of the story as it is right now. So I'm taking my hat off because we've established yesterday that with my hat on, I really can't get myself in clear light there. So anyway, so that's the update for now. I will check back with you guys in a couple of minutes. This is basically where I'm hiding currently. It's over in the smoking area in between the bathrooms, the Gotham City Ice bathrooms, next where the mummy is, in between Louis and the Gotham City Ice bathrooms. Kind of like, almost a little bit like Stay and Scream, you know, when they expanded Stay and Scream last year, and even the year before. Sometimes we would come over to this side just because the smoking area had shade, or Bad Decision Land, as I tend to call the smoking areas. So there's that. But just to give you guys a brief look at what we're dealing with here. So it's busy over here, I'll tell you that. I mean, this is definitely you know, since I've been coming back to the parks, this is the busiest that I've encountered coming back to Universal. I generally stay away from these busy days, you know. But hey, you know, at least Universal's getting some money. You know, as long as everyone's being safe and people are social distancing, there shouldn't be too much of an issue. I just, you know, for my own sanity, I'm just kind of weighing it out in the corner, just so that I don't feel like I'm breaking the rules, or, you know, yeah. So just so you guys know, this is where I am. It's the line for Finnegan's. There's the U-Rest area. Kind of like playing a human game of Frogger. Line for the tribute store. Back there. Here's what the queue for brides looks like. The bride. People currently waiting. There we go. Look at all the people. There's just so many people here. So over by the Hogwarts Express King's Cross Station, there is a posted 135-minute wait time. Literally takes you 10 minutes to walk to the other park, guys. So it looks like over in the San Fran area. Got news helicopters in the air. But seriously, 135-minute wait time posted for the Hogwarts Express King's Cross. That is absolute lunacy. Back over in my little corner here. Looks like we got some storms coming in, so kind of over here so that I'm close enough to something that I can duck and cover if it does start to rain. Still got a little bit of time here for my house Revenge of the Tooth Fairy appointment. My appointment for the Tooth Fairy, or my appointment to the dentist. I guess that would be appropriate. But I like it over here because there's shade. It is a Bad Decision Land. I haven't smoked a real cigarette in a long time, but I still vape. So yeah, just kind of still waiting. But I ducked over here because of the shade, and there's nobody over here. I'm kind of all over here by myself, so that's the other reason why. Ducked into the arcade for a minute, and over here in this claw machine, we've got some Nintendo stuff. Got some booze there. Some Goombas. There's me in the window. Usually pretty good at these things, but I don't have any change there. I got some more Nintendo stuff over here. Got some 1-ups and some power-ups and some fire flowers. So Nintendo lives. A little bit of a rain shower, but wouldn't be opening night if it didn't rain, and tonight is basically opening night, so it's kind of tradition at this point for it to rain on opening night. And because, you know, it is kind of sort of opening night, kind of sort of in a boot version, a boot way, it rained, so we did have a rain shower. Yay! So it's kind of more traditionally like Halloween Horror Nights at this point. Alright, gang, so it is time. It is time for me to go into Tooth Fairy. So we'll see how this goes. I will talk to you guys when I get back. Alright guys, I'm back over in my little spot, my little corner of the universe, as it were. Just got out of Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, and let me say that, you know, I have the sunglasses on because I'm trying to get my eyes to adjust to the bright light into the darkness. Let me just say that it is really nice to have this stuff back. I may have shed a tear a little bit. It's a little weird. It is still, for me, it's a little weird. You know, I have maintained from the beginning of this that I didn't want this event to go on in a watered down state. And there is a part of me that has a little bit of sadness because the scare actors are behind plexiglass and stuff like that. But that being said, Revenge of the Tooth Fairy was really good. It was a solid house. That facade, when you first walk into the house, probably one of the best things I've seen at Horror Nights in a while, actually. The scares, and just like actual Horror Nights, I'm pretty sure I was in the middle of a cast change. so I didn't, some of this, I didn't miss a lot of the scares, but I love the story that's going on in there. That facade, though, is incredible. Facade, if you will. The first thing you see when you walk in, coming around that corner. Really well done. And here comes the wind, of course. We're still dealing with some showers that are kind of passing by. So I still have a couple more minutes before I have to go into The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. I really hope it doesn't downpour on me before I get there. Please hold off weather gods. But Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, really well done. That facade, really good. You know, a couple really good scares in there. I was a little bit getting used to too. They didn't give us any glow sticks. I know there was a lot of talk this morning about glow sticks, so they just kind of let us go in, and then there were ride ops or house ops all around that had their own glow sticks, and they sort of stopped you to wait for the group in front of you to sort of pass by before they let you go. I could see where people would be okay with that because you're kind of in the houses, you know, in the house by yourself. I was by myself, of course, but it also does kind of slow things down, which I didn't really appreciate. But you know, because I just want to kind of keep moving. I am sort of looking around at things or whatever, but I do like to keep moving and keep things moving forward so I can get out of the house and look and whatever. All in all, though, great house. That facade is great. But now it's time for me to go pay a visit to the Bride of Frankenstein. I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so I'm back in my corner of the universe, as it were. Walking through the houses for me just doesn't feel the same because of all this with the plexiglass and the lack of actors and stuff like that. That being said, it doesn't mean that the experience still wasn't great. Revenge of the Tooth Fairy is probably my least favorite of the two, but in typical Horror Nights fashion, I did walk through Revenge of the Tooth Fairy in what I believe was a cast change. So there was hardly anybody in there. That being said, the facade to Revenge of the Tooth Fairy is probably my favorite thing about this thing. No spoilers, but that thing was incredible. I love the story that's going on in there. Very much like a sort of pseudo Scary Tales vibe going on in there. With the narration and stuff like that, and the music, and so that was really cool. But hands down, my favorite, Bride of Frankenstein Lives. I am very partial to the Universal Classic Monsters. I love when Horror Nights uses them at the event, and I really think that they don't utilize them enough, and I'm so happy that we got 2 in a row, or what would have been 2 in a row, because I'm not really counting this as Horror Nights, but you know, it is a house, so it is what it is. But I love the twist in the story. A lot of really good scares in there too, even with the plexiglass. I got scared twice in there, so that's good. I love. No spoilers, but there are some little hints and nods to some of the other classic monsters, and the way that they sort of utilize that, I thought, was actually really kind of clever and well done, so that's good. I love the twist on the story. I think the twist on sort of the Bride of Frankenstein, I think, works really well. I love the bride. It's kind of crazy for a character who literally only has like 10 minutes of screen time, has become such an iconic part of pop culture, and the house just did her justice, and I cannot be more thrilled. Again, sorry about the breeze again, but it still does kind of make me sad in a way, and like even you know, even when I come out to the parks these days, I still get a little bit of melancholy because of all the stuff that's going on, and it's just been such a rough year. And you know, I really hope things get better for next year, and I hope that we have at least some of these houses come back next year, because I really want to see, especially with Bride, I really want to see what this house could have been lived up, you know, to its full potential, you know, without the plexiglass and more actors and more of the close quarters things and stuff like that. But I had a really good time. I thank again the little Horror Nights spirits out there that were that allowed me to do these houses today. But it is time for me to go. The sky looks angry, so you know, it is what it is. But Bride of Frankenstein lives, hands down my favorite. I love what they did in there. I love the sets. I love you know, the actual scares. I did get scared twice there. They got me twice in there. So there's that. So no spoilers. If you can, I highly recommend maybe coming and trying to get a virtual line, but it's going to be very difficult moving forward if they do continue this. They haven't really said if they are or not. We have a feeling that they probably will, but especially given how successful it was today, you know, I could definitely see them doing this again. So there's that. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.